Amara lived in a small crowded house with her mother, Nia, a hardworking maid. The walls were thin, and the floors creaked with every step. Life was simple, sometimes hard, but Amara had a spark in her eyes, a curiosity and intelligence that made her different from other children her age. While most kids were playing outside, she spent her time reading old books, solving puzzles, and asking questions that even adults found hard to answer. One rainy afternoon, Amara was sitting on the worn-out sofa, sketching ideas in her notebook. Her mother hummed quietly while folding clothes, her hands moving quickly but tiredly. Suddenly, the phone rang. The shrill sound echoed in the small living room. Amara glanced at her mother, who looked startled. The number was strange in international code she had never seen before. "Should I answer it?" her mother asked, a hint of worry in her voice. Amara felt a strange pull, a feeling she could not explain. "I'll answer," she said calmly. Her fingers shook slightly as she picked up the receiver. "Hello?" she said. Her voice was steady, but inside, her heart raced. A deep voice on the other side paused for a moment, then spoke slowly, clearly. "Is this Amara?" "Yes, who is this?" she asked, curiosity and caution mixing in her tone. "My name is Mr. Van Dyck. I am calling from the Netherlands." "I have heard about you," the voice said. It sounded unusual, important. "I need to ask you a question." Amara's eyes widened. Who could have heard about her? She lived in a small neighborhood, where nothing extraordinary ever happened. "Why me?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. "There are certain abilities, unique abilities that only special people have." "You may have one," the voice said, carefully, almost like it was hiding something. Her mother leaned closer, alarm and curiosity battling on her face. "Amara, maybe you should hang up." But Amara could not. Something inside her told her that this call was not ordinary. She took a deep breath. "Okay, I will listen." For the next few minutes, the man on the other side asked questions that were unusual, clever, and sometimes puzzling. Amara answered each one without hesitation. Her mind worked quickly, connecting ideas, solving problems, and thinking ahead. Each answer she gave seemed to impress the caller, though she could not see him. Then he asked something strange. "If I offered you a chance to change your life, to do something few have done, would you take it?" Amara paused. Her heart pounded. Could this really be real? Was this a trap or a real opportunity? She looked at her mother, who gave a small, worried nod. Yes, Amara said, almost before she thought. "Very well," the voice said. There was a pause, then he added, "But you must understand, this will not be easy. You will face challenges you cannot imagine. Are you ready?" "I am," she said, her voice firmer now, filled with quiet determination. The call ended as suddenly as it had begun. Amara sat in silence, her notebook forgotten on the sofa. Her mind raced with questions. Who was this man? What kind of challenges would she face? And why had he called her, of all people? Her mother gently touched her shoulder. "Be careful, Amara," she said softly, her eyes full of concern. Amara nodded, but inside, she felt a spark, a mixture of fear, excitement, and curiosity. Something had changed. Her life, ordinary and small until now, had just begun to shift in a way she could not yet understand. And she knew, deep down, that this call was only the beginning. Amara could hardly sleep that night. The mysterious call replayed in her mind like a strange, exciting dream. Who was this Mr. Van Dyck, and why had he chosen her? She tossed and turned on her small bed, staring at the cracked ceiling, imagining faces, places, and puzzles she had never seen before. The next morning, as sunlight crept through the thin curtains, Amara tried to return to her usual routine. She helped her mother with cleaning, watered the small plants by the window, and even solved a tricky puzzle she had been working on for days. But her thoughts kept returning to the call. Hours later, her phone rang again. This time, the call was shorter, sharper, almost urgent. "Amara, it's Mr. Van Dijk," said the deep, calm voice. "I have a proposition for you. But I need to see how you handle real-world challenges before we proceed." Amara's heart skipped a beat. She had expected more questions, puzzles, but a proposition. Her mind raced with possibilities. What kind of challenges? She asked carefully. "You will find out," he said, his tone unreadable. "But know this, if you succeed, your life may never be the same again. If you fail—" He paused, and the silence felt heavy, almost threatening. "Then you may wish you had never answered the call." Amara's fingers tightened around the phone. Fear and excitement battled inside her. "I understand. I accept," she said. "Good," he said. "I will be watching closely. Begin today." After the call, Amara's day felt different. Everything seemed sharper, the sunlight, the noises from the street, even her mother's humming. She sensed a hidden world waiting for her, a place she might never have known existed. That afternoon, a small envelope arrived at their doorstep, sealed with an elegant emblem she had never seen before. Her mother looked at it nervously. "Amara, maybe we should ignore this," she whispered. "No," Amara replied firmly. She held the envelope with trembling hands, her mind buzzing with questions. Slowly, she opened it and found a single sheet of paper inside. The message was short, precise, and strange. "Solve the problem. Prove your ability. Begin with what you know, but think beyond it. You are ready." Amara's eyes widened. This was not just a puzzle. It felt like a test, one meant to measure her mind, her courage, and perhaps even her soul. She knew she had to accept it. For hours, she worked. She scribbled notes, drew diagrams, and imagined paths and possibilities. Her intelligence was exceptional, but even she felt challenged. Each problem seemed simple at first, then twisted in unexpected ways. Meanwhile, the millionaire, Mr. Van Dijk, observed silently from a distance, an invisible figure connected through technology, yet somehow watching her every move. He was curious, impressed. Few people his age, even his wealth, had ever seen such clarity and speed in thought. By the evening, Amara had solved most of the puzzles, but one remained, a question that seemed almost impossible. She sat back, frustrated but determined. "I can do this," she whispered to herself. Little did she know, the answers she was writing were not just for a test. They were a key to a hidden world, a world that could change her life forever. And it all began because a millionaire had seen something extraordinary in a young girl who lived in a small, ordinary home. Her mother peeked into the room. "Amara, I don't understand how you do this." Amara smiled faintly, not realizing herself how much she had changed in just one day. Something inside her had awakened, a courage and brilliance she had never fully trusted. And somewhere, far away, a man in a grand office in the Netherlands smiled too. Knowing he had found someone truly exceptional, the challenge was only beginning. And Amara's journey into the unknown had just started. Amara woke the next morning with her mind buzzing. The envelope, the strange call, and the cryptic message from Mr. Van Dijk had changed everything. She felt both nervous and excited. Today was the day she would face her first real challenge. On the table lay a second envelope, slightly larger than the first. Its edges were crisp, the seal unfamiliar. Amara's fingers trembled as she broke it open. Inside was a small card with simple instructions. "Solve the puzzle. Your answers will be observed. Failure is not an option. Begin immediately." Amara looked at the sheet. It was filled with questions, problems, and diagrams she had never seen before. Numbers twisted into strange patterns. Symbols formed riddles. At first glance, it seemed impossible. But Amara was not afraid. She leaned in, her mind racing, her pencil moving faster than her thoughts. Hours passed. Outside, the sun moved across the sky, but Amara hardly noticed. She scribbled, erased, calculated, and imagined. Each problem seemed harder than the last, yet she found solutions no one would expect. Some solutions were clever. Others required creativity and intuition that even adults rarely possessed. While she worked, she felt a strange presence. It was as if someone was watching her, not physically, but through some invisible gaze. Her heart raced. Could this be Mr. Van Dijk? Somehow she felt his eyes studying every move she made. The thought sent chills down her spine, but also a thrill. Suddenly, she heard a knock at the door. She froze. "Amara, it's just me," said her friend Kira, peeking in. "Your mother said you might need a break." Amara shook her head. "I can't. Not now. I need to finish this." Kira gave a worried look but left quietly. Alone again, Amara's mind went even faster. The final question on the card caught her attention. It was different from the rest. It was not a puzzle or a number problem. It was a riddle, almost like a secret message. To find the key, you must look where no one dares to look. The truth is hidden in plain sight. Amara frowned. She examined the sheet carefully, her eyes scanning every line, every corner, every symbol. And then she noticed a small mark, almost invisible, like a faint watermark in the corner of the page. Her pulse quickened. She traced it with her pencil and discovered a sequence of numbers and letters hidden inside the patterns. Her hands shook as she decoded it. Slowly, the hidden message became clear. "You are ready. Seek the next step." Amara's heart raced. This was more than a test. It was a sign. But what was the next step? And where would it take her? She knew this challenge was only the beginning. Somewhere far away, a man with wealth and influence watched silently, measuring not just her intelligence, but her courage, her patience, and her determination. Just as she put down her pencil, a knock came again. This time, it was her mother, Amara. "Are you sure this is safe?" she asked softly, her eyes full of worry. Amara looked at her mother and smiled faintly. "I have to do this, Mother. I have to see where it leads." Nia nodded, unable to hide her fear, but trusting her daughter. She knew Amara was different, brave, smart, and strong beyond her years. Amara gathered the papers, folded them carefully, and placed them in the envelope. Somewhere far across the ocean, Mr. Van Dijk would receive them. She felt a strange mix of fear and excitement. Knowing that this secret test was more than a challenge, it was the beginning of something much bigger. Something that could change her life forever. And with that thought, Amara realized she was ready. The unknown awaited, and she would face it head-on. Amara could hardly believe what had happened the day before. She had completed the secret test, decoding the hidden message that promised a next step. Her mind raced with excitement and fear. What could Mr. Van Dijk want from her now? And why had he chosen her out of everyone in the world? The following morning, a letter arrived at their doorstep. This time, the envelope was heavy, made of fine paper, and sealed with a golden emblem she had never seen before. Her mother, Nia, looked at it nervously. "Amara, maybe we should wait. Who knows what this is?" But Amara's curiosity was stronger than fear. With careful hands, she broke the seal and unfolded the letter. "Your intelligence has impressed me. But there is more to you than skill. There is a story you do not yet know. Come to the address below. Answers await, but you must decide if you are brave enough to see the truth." The letter included a small map and an address in the city's old district. Amara's heart skipped a beat. Questions and doubts rushed through her mind. Why her? What truth did he mean? And was it safe to go? Her mother noticed her hesitation. "Amara, you don't know what could happen. Be careful." "I know, Mother," she said softly, but her eyes were determined. "I have to do this. I need to know. As she walked toward the address, her senses sharpened. The streets were quieter than usual, shadows stretched longer than they should, and every stranger's glance felt like a silent question. She could feel the weight of the unknown pressing on her. When she arrived at the old building, it looked abandoned, windows dusty, doors creaking. A shiver ran down her spine. She almost turned back, but something inside her urged her forward. Taking a deep breath, she pushed open the door. Inside, the room was dimly lit. In the center stood a man, tall, confident, and impeccably dressed. Her heart froze for a moment. Could this be Mr. Van Dijk? "You must be Amara," he said, his voice calm but commanding. "I've been waiting for you." Amara nodded, trying to hide her fear. "Why me?" she asked. "Why did you choose me?" The man stepped closer, his eyes serious. "Because you are not like others. Your mind is sharp, but your heart is what makes you rare. And there is something you must know about your family, something hidden for many years." Amara's stomach tightened. Her mind raced with questions about her mother, her past, everything she thought she knew. He continued, "Your mother. She is not just a maid. She comes from a family with knowledge and influence that has been kept secret. You, Amara, carry the legacy. That is why I contacted you." Amara's eyes widened. A legacy? Hidden knowledge? Her life had always been ordinary: school, homework, helping her mother. Nothing like this, but why now? Why me? She whispered. "Because the world needs someone like you," he said. And the test was only the beginning. There are forces that wish to take this knowledge for themselves. Only you can protect it and use it wisely. Amara felt a mix of fear and excitement. She realized this was far bigger than she had imagined. The challenge was no longer just puzzles or tests, it was her life, her family, and something much greater than herself. As she left the building, the city seemed different. Shadows felt deeper, sounds sharper, and her mind buzzed with possibilities. She knew one thing for sure: nothing in her life would ever be the same again. And the next challenge, whatever it was, awaited her. Amara could hardly sleep that night. Her mind raced with the revelations from Mr. Van Dijk, her mother's hidden past, the secret legacy, and the knowledge that someone had been watching her all along. It was overwhelming. But despite the fear, a spark of excitement glowed within her. The next morning, a black envelope slid under their door. Its surface was smooth, the paper thick and heavy. Amara picked it up, feeling the weight of its importance. Her mother's eyes widened. "Amara, are you sure you should open it?" Nia asked, her voice trembling slightly. Amara nodded. "I have to know, Mother. I have to." Inside the envelope was a single card with a short message, written in elegant, precise handwriting. "You have proven yourself. Now I invite you to come to the Netherlands. There, you will face challenges and meet those who will guide you. Travel safely. Be prepared." Amara stared at the card. The Netherlands. A foreign country. Thousands of miles away. Her heart pounded. This was more than she had ever imagined. Her mother stepped closer, worry written on her face. "Amara, this could be dangerous. What if it's a trap? You're just a child. What if something happens?" Amara looked at her mother and took a deep breath. "I can't stay here. This is my chance, Mother. I have to go." Nia hesitated, but then nodded slowly. "Just promise me you will be careful." The days that followed were tense. Amara prepared for the journey, her mind a whirlwind of excitement and fear. She studied maps, researched the Netherlands, and packed carefully, choosing only the essentials. She felt the weight of her decision pressing on her shoulders, but she also felt alive in a way she never had before. Finally, the day of departure arrived. At the airport, Amara clutched her passport and ticket, her heart hammering in her chest. Every stranger's glance felt heavy, every movement suspicious. She couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching her, waiting for a misstep. As she boarded the plane, she noticed a man sitting across the aisle. He was well-dressed, quiet, and his eyes seemed to study her every move. Amara felt a shiver run down her spine. Could he be connected to Mr. Van Dijk? Or was he a spy sent to follow her? The flight was long, giving her time to think and plan. She imagined what awaited her in the Netherlands, the challenges, the tests, and the secrets she had yet to uncover. Fear and excitement battled inside her, but her determination never wavered. When the plane finally landed, Amara stepped into the foreign land, her senses overwhelmed by the unfamiliar sights and sounds. The air felt different, crisp and electric, as if the city itself was alive and waiting for her. A sleek black car was waiting outside the airport. The driver handed her a small envelope, identical in style to the one she had received before. Inside was a single note: "Do not trust appearances. Expect the unexpected. Your first challenge begins at sunset." Amara's heart skipped a beat. Her journey had begun, but already danger and mystery lurked in every shadow. She realized that this was no ordinary invitation. This was a test of her courage, her intelligence, and her instincts. As the car drove through the winding streets of the city, Amara stared out the window. Every building, every person seemed like a puzzle waiting to be solved. She knew one thing for sure: nothing would be easy. And the world she had stepped into was full of secrets and possibly hidden dangers. And somewhere in the distance, the figure of Mr. Van Dijk watched silently, smiling. He knew Amara was ready for the challenges ahead, but even he could not predict everything that was about to unfold. Amara sat in the sleek black car, staring out at the streets of the Netherlands. Everything seemed new, strange, and overwhelming. The city buzzed with life, but a sense of tension lingered in the air, as if the buildings themselves held secrets. Her heart raced with anticipation. She knew today would reveal answers, but some answers could also be dangerous. The car stopped outside a grand, old mansion. Its tall gates and stone walls made it look both majestic and intimidating. Amara stepped out, clutching her envelope tightly. A chill ran down her spine. She could feel the weight of the unknown pressing down on her. Inside, the mansion was quiet, except for the soft footsteps of Mr. Van Dijk as he appeared at the top of a wide staircase. He was more imposing in person, tall, sharp, and commanding attention without even trying. "Amara," he said calmly, "you have come far. But what you are about to learn will change everything you think you know." Amara swallowed hard. She had expected challenges, tests, puzzles, but not revelations about her own life. He led her to a room filled with books, old artifacts, and maps. On a table lay a single photograph, a picture of her mother, much younger, standing beside a man Amara did not recognize. This man, Mr. Van Dijk began, was part of a secret organization dedicated to protecting knowledge and treasures that could change the world. Your mother was trained by him, but for reasons you will understand soon, she chose to live a quiet life, hiding her past. Amara's eyes widened. She had always known her mother had struggles, but she never imagined this. Why hide it from me?" she asked softly. "Because you were special, Amara," Mr. Van Dijk said. "And now the world is ready for you." The test was not just about intelligence. It was about courage, insight, and the ability to handle truths that others cannot. "You are the next guardian of something extraordinary." He handed her a small locked box. "Inside this box is knowledge and technology your family safeguarded for generations. Many have tried to misuse it, but only someone like you, clever, brave, and compassionate, can protect it." Amara's hands shook as she held the box. She could feel the weight of responsibility pressing on her, heavier than anything she had ever experienced. Her mind raced. Could she really handle this? Was she truly ready? Before she could speak, Mr. Van Dijk continued, "There is more. Someone close to you may betray you. Trust must be earned, and danger is closer than you think. You must be cautious, but decisive. Your journey is only beginning. Amara's stomach tightened. The thrill of discovery mixed with fear. She realized that the tests, the call, the travel, it had all been preparation. And now, she stood at the edge of a world filled with secrets, challenges, and perhaps even threats she could not yet imagine. Her mother appeared at the doorway, worry etched on her face. "Amara, I wish I could go with you," she whispered. "But I trust you. Remember who you are, and trust your heart." Amara nodded, feeling a mix of pride, fear, and determination. She placed the box carefully in her bag. This was no longer just about intelligence or puzzles. It was about legacy, courage, and the strength to face a world she never knew existed. As she left the room, Mr. Van Dijk watched silently, a rare smile on his face. He knew Amara had passed every test, not just with her mind, but with her heart. The truth had been revealed, but her greatest challenges were still ahead. Amara stepped into the corridor, ready for whatever awaited her next. She understood now. The real journey had only just begun. Amara walked through the grand corridors of the mansion, her mind buzzing with the revelations from Mr. Van Dijk, the knowledge of her mother's hidden past, the secret legacy, and the immense responsibility now resting on her shoulders made her pulse race. She felt the weight of destiny pressing on her, yet beneath the fear was a spark of quiet confidence that this was her moment. At the end of the hall, a door stood slightly ajar. Inside, a challenge awaited her. It was not a puzzle this time, not a test of numbers or riddles, but a series of real-life trials designed to measure courage, intuition, and heart. She stepped in cautiously. The room was large and dimly lit. In the center, a table held a small mechanical device, intricate and mysterious. A note lay beside it. "Assemble the device. Protect the key. Only one choice leads to success." Amara examined the device carefully. Its pieces were delicate, and one wrong move could ruin everything. She took a deep breath and began. Her fingers moved with precision and confidence, her mind calculating each connection, each alignment. Hours passed, but she refused to give up. Meanwhile, hidden cameras observed her every action. Mr. Van Dijk watched from a control room, silent and calculating. He had seen many attempt this, but Amara's approach was different. She combined logic, creativity, and intuition, thinking steps ahead. Suddenly, one of the pieces did not fit. Frustration threatened to overtake her, but she paused, took a deep breath, and re-examined the instructions. Slowly, she noticed a hidden clue, almost invisible, a tiny symbol etched into the corner of a piece. Smiling, she adjusted her method. The device clicked perfectly into place. Before her eyes, the device began to hum softly, lights glowing in a sequence she instinctively understood. A hidden compartment opened, revealing a small crystal key. Her heart pounded. This key, she realized, was not just a symbol, it represented her mastery, her intelligence, and her courage. Mr. Van Dijk entered the room silently, clapping softly. "Remarkable," he said. "You have proven yourself, Amara, not just in mind, but in spirit. You understand the balance between knowledge and responsibility. You are ready." Amara held the key, realizing that every challenge, every test, every risk she had taken had led her to this moment. She thought of her mother, her small home, the ordinary life she had once lived, and how far she had come. "You have shown something rare," Mr. Van Dijk continued. "Many are clever, but few are brave, and fewer still possess the wisdom to use knowledge wisely. You, Amara, are one of the rare ones." A wave of pride washed over her. She had stepped into a world of secrets and emerged victorious, not just through intelligence, but through courage, patience, and heart. "Now," he said, "the choice is yours. Will you accept the responsibility that comes with this key?" Amara paused, her mind reflecting on everything she had learned. She thought of the challenges ahead, the dangers, the unknown. But deep inside, she felt ready. With a firm voice she said, "Yes, I will." A smile spread across Mr. Van Dyke's face. "Then your journey truly begins, Amara. The world may never be the same, but neither will you." As she stepped out of the mansion, the city seemed brighter, sharper, filled with possibilities. The challenges were only beginning, but she was no longer the girl who had answered a mysterious call. She was a genius, a guardian of secrets, and a young woman ready to face whatever the world had in store. And somewhere, far away, the mysterious millionaire watched, knowing that he had found someone extraordinary, a girl whose courage, intelligence, and heart had changed her destiny forever.